Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about using eBay's tools and analytics to grow your business. Whether you are a side hustle, part-time, or full-time, I am positive that this session is going to provide you the tools and analytics to make more money in your business. I am Sarah from SarahStylesLLC, and let's get into it. I am a part-time seller, so that means I'm working under 20 hours a week, and last year I grossed over $100,000 reselling, and a lot of it is using the tools and analytics that I'm going to show you to make strategic decisions about your business. eBay provides so many ways to help us do this, and we're going to talk about it today. As I said, I sold over 4,000 items, 4,500 items on eBay in the 3 years that I have been on it. I have 100% positive feedback, which makes me a top-rated seller plus. I am a mom of 3 children, which is why I'm working part-time, and this job allows me to work the flexibility in that part-time schedule and still make a full-time income. I have a degree in mathematics, which is why I totally geek out over the analytics and the tools that can really help you make more money working less time or just increasing your profit margins because you're able to spend your time elsewhere. This session is really going to break it down and show you how to use the tools and analytics. Before we get really into the agenda, I am in the chat, actually. I'm going to be in the chat, so if you guys do have questions as we go through this, I will be in the chat. I'll also be dropping every single tool that we are talking about. I have a how-to video on my YouTube channel, SarahStylesLLC, and I will be dropping the links for those in the chat as well, or you guys can just head on over to my YouTube if you're like, hey, this tool was cool, how do I actually use it? I break it down for you on my YouTube channel. So today's agenda, we're going to be getting into the benefits of eBay's tools and analytics. Why do you want to use these? How are these going to help you? Why did they even create them? Time-saving tools. Time is money, friends. If you can become more efficient in your business, you can either make more money with the time that you're saving, or you can spend your money, have more time to spend it, or spend time with your family. Building and maintaining a customer base. eBay knows that this is important. They have done it in the over 20 years that they have been building their e-commerce site, and they're now giving us tools to be able to do it for ourselves. Increasing your traffic and sales, right? This is where everyone is here. How do I make more money? How do I get more eyes on my items? How do I make more sales? How do I source better in listing? Because you need to be able to have items that people want to see, and eBay literally tells you how to do this and gives you the tools to be successful. And I'm going to show you which tools these are and how to use them. And then this is where I totally geek out, is the analytics. They give you so many analytics, and if you can really understand these analytics, we will talk about it today. If you can understand these analytics, they will be able to help you make strategic decisions about your business and make more money, which is why we are all here. Time is money. Why the tools and analytics? Time is money. The more you can do with your time, the more money you're going to make. It's going to give you efficiencies, so we're going to talk a lot about the efficiencies on eBay and how these tools can help you spend less time so that you have more time to do sourcing and listing, or spending the money that you have on, surfing or whatever it is that your hobby is. Your conversion, you can increase your traffic and sales. And then, like we talked about, your customer base. If you can go ahead and increase your customer base and not work so hard getting new customers, but increasing that customer base, we'll talk about it in a minute, but why that is so important and the tools that they give you. So time-saving tools. One of the reasons that we really go into these time-saving tools, I am a huge believer, and I spent the past year going through every part of my business, figuring out how I could make the most use of my time. These are ones that I use on a regular basis. There's lots more. I was only given 30 minutes to talk, and so I can't get into all of them, but these are definitely ones that I use regularly. Like I said, the links will be in the chat if you are like, oh, that sounds nice, I want to use it, or on my YouTube channel of how to go step by step and actually use these. Bulk editing is one of the features I use most regularly because it allows you to go in and change things. Let's say a couple weekends ago, I went on a long weekend. I wanted to change my handling time to 1 day. I went in there and I was able to change all 2,000 of my listings to 1 handling day. I came back and I did it again within seconds without having to go in and change things. USPS comes up with a new shipping rate. You can go in and change all your shipping quickly. Time is money, friends. The more you can use this tool in your business, the more time you're going to have to be doing other things to make you money. Bulk shipping. If you are not using bulk shipping and you sell more than 2 items, you are doing yourself a disservice. As I said, I went through last year and worked on my processes and making them efficient. And on average, when I was using bulk shipping compared to just printing out label by label, I was saving 3 to 5 minutes. Friends, if you are selling 10 items a day, that's almost a whole hour that you are saving shipping, and you can be outsourcing, or you can be listing, or for me, I can be spending time with my family. Time is money. Let's use it wisely. Bulk offers. Again, this is something that it's only on the computer, so hopefully eBay gets it on the app because it is such an amazing feature. You can send offers if someone likes your item and is watching your item. You can send offers to everyone who has liked it in that time period. So let's say you do it once a day, you have 25 people, you can go in there, you can not only send an offer, you can also go in there and type them a message and say, hey, I'm shipping out in 2 hours. If you want this, you can, and when you pay in the next 2 hours, I can ship it to you, or I can bundle items together if you want. They give you the option to customize it and really talk with your buyers. All right, repeat customers. eBay knows this, and they have been doing it. That's why they are the biggest e-commerce platform. And in the past couple of years, they are really giving us the flexibility and the tools to be able to get repeat customers for ourselves. Why is this so important? And then we'll get into how we can do it and the tools that eBay is giving us. So you acquire 5 times the cost to acquire a new customer over keeping current ones. So what does this mean? It costs you 5 times, friends, 5 times the cost to acquire a new customer instead of just keeping the same customer. This is really important if you are niched down, or you just provide good customer service on eBay and sell everything. But I definitely niche down, and so if I can get that customer to come back and say, hey, I had a really good experience, it's going to cost me 5 times less to do that than try and constantly spinning my hamster wheel to get these new customers. My profits are going to increase by 75% if I can increase my customer base just by 5%. 5%, that's it, and I can increase my profits by 75%, and then returning customers spend more money on average than new buyers. eBay knows this, and eBay has given us the tools in the past couple of years to be able to acquire more of a customer base and make it look more like a store or a boutique of sorts. So you can go in, and I don't have it on here, but you can go in and you can make it more like a shop, put your picture up there, have a little quote, this is what my story is, there's videos if you want to take them around and really make it a experience for them. And then with this, they can become part of your following. Now, they have to opt into this for good reason, but if they've had a good experience with you and they say, hey, I really like what they had, they provided great customer service, they can follow you, and you can then send them newsletters and coupons. These newsletters can create emails sent out to previous buyers. You can also run sales and promotions to say, hey, previous buyers, I am doing a end of the summer sale, and you can send a newsletter out to them and tell them, previous buyers, that, hey, all of my summer stuff is on sale now, as well as promoting new items. And what's awesome about this, it's very customizable. You can go in to schedule it. I have one set up where I schedule it every 2 months. I send out, hey, here's my new inventory, and here's a coupon with it. You can also go in and send it a one-time, hey, I'm running a sale this weekend, and here's a coupon for it as well. Speaking of coupons, they have also given us options of coupons. Now, in the past, eBay has had a codeless coupon. If you are if you're an eBay user that's been around for a while, you know this wasn't the easiest to use, and so they did go in the past couple of years and recreate 3 different ways to use the coupons. Like I said, all of these, I have step-by-step YouTube tutorials on this. There's 3 different ways to use the eBay coupon, and I'll walk you through on my YouTube links in the chat, or check out my channel, but I'll walk you through how to set them up and the difference in all 3 of them. But they have 3 different ones. You can send one to watchers, so you send an offer to watchers, and then you can send a coupon 48 hours later that will say, hey, you didn't take this offer, here's a coupon to help encourage them to come back and buy the item, or come back to your store and look if they, maybe forgot to do it, get eyes back on your store. You can send the coupon to subscribed buyers. So in that newsletter that we were talking about above, you can send a coupon that way. And you can also do a public coupon. This is going to be similar to maybe a sale, but just a slightly different way to kind of encourage people to purchase from your store and become repeat buyers. So something that I like to do, and I made a quick little reel on my Instagram, is using this coupon and making a sticker, and this sticker goes on every single one of my packages. Quick and easy tip to get more repeat customers. Every single package, I print out a QR code and a discount from my Rolo. I make it for free on Canva, and it goes on every single package. The customers can just scan it, and it'll take them to my link tree where there's a coupon code for eBay, as well as all of my social media and other things they may be interested. So I've noticed with this coupon too, they don't always use the coupon, which the nice thing about eBay is they provide you the analytics. You send out the coupon and then you can go in and look, and I show you on my how-to videos, but you can go in and look and see, are people actually using this coupon? Is it actually even worth my time? And in this case, my resources to be printing out these coupons. What I've noticed for me personally, the coupon's not always used, but since I've been using this, my following has increased, which means my customer base is increasing. And as we know from the stats previously, that is going to increase my profit margins if I can have a customer base coming back and not have to constantly be going out and getting new buyers. Stop guessing. eBay literally tells you how to list and how you're performing listing and sourcing. The listing quality report is absolutely one of the best eBay tools out there, and I think it's one of the most underused because it can be very overwhelming. I'm going to show you a screenshot and talk a little bit about it, but it is very, very comprehensive. You get a tab for each category that you in, and it digs deep. But what this essentially is telling you is, hey, we've all heard, you need to have all of these items, you need to fill out all the item specifics, you need to have 12 photos, you need to have all of these different things that we've heard. It actually goes into your listings and compares you to the top 5% of sellers on eBay. So for me, I sell women's clothing, shoes, and purses. Yeah, having 12 photos is what the top 5% of people are doing. If you sell postcards, you maybe only need a front and a back, right? And it's going to tell you based off of these 5%, these are the people that are doing the best in your categories. It is going to tell you how you compare and what you can do to increase or make your listings better. Instead of just guessing and watching social media and doing different things that people are telling you, it goes into your data, into your listings, and really breaks it down for you. And then what's even better is it has links. It says, hey, these listings need this improved. You click a link, it takes you to your eBay store, and you can edit from there in bulk editing most times, which we talked about previously, a time-saving tools. And it offers recommendations to improve your listings as well. If you were going to do one thing from this whole video, I would definitely download your listing quality report if you haven't and really dig deep into it. The times that my sales are low and I go ahead and look at this, it helps me increase because I'm like, oh, I should be doing this. Or I mentioned earlier, I went through and changed the handling time. And what I forgot to do is if you change the handling time and you have offers on the item, you cannot change items. You cannot edit items that have an offer on them. So when I changed the handling time back, those items that I had offers on didn't get changed back. I never thought to go back and do it. I downloaded my listing quality report. I try to do this monthly just to kind of gauge how I'm doing and things that I could be improving because the market does change. I went back and downloaded this and it said, hey, you have 55 items where your handling time should be 1 day if you want to compete with your competitors. And I was like, oh, yes, thank you. I meant to do that and I forgot to go back. So it's definitely worth putting this into your process. Terapeak research. Not only is eBay giving us the information on what they want from a listing and how to make good listings based off of the top 5% of your category, sellers in your categories, they're literally giving us access to their active and sold listings from Terapeak research. Now you do have to opt into My Seller Hub for this. You don't have to have a store, but you do have to opt into My Sellers Hub to have access to it. But this information is just, it's beyond. And if you have not kind of tinkered around in it, I definitely recommend it. You can go in and you can type high level, I want a pair of jeans, Levi's, and it'll tell you and really search down and tells you the average sale price of, in the last 90 days on eBay, what is this item selling for? What is the sell-through rate of it? How many active listings it is? Even selling for 3 years on eBay, niche down into a category. I am still in Terapeak almost monthly for sure, sometimes weekly researching. Hey, I've heard Y2K is trending right now. Let me go into eBay and see what's actually selling, what the average sale prices are, what is worth it when I'm outsourcing to be able to buy. The other awesome thing too is they create customizable sourcing insights. So you can go in and say, hey, I've been hearing Y2K is selling really well. Let me look up things. But then there's another little tab. And like I said, I have how-to videos. If you're like, this sounds really cool, but like, how do I do it? I'll drop them in the chat as well as on my social media on YouTube, but they give you customizable sourcing insight. So not just, hey, sneakers are selling really well, and you're like, well, I'm a vintage, collectible seller. That means nothing to me. They look at your listings, women's clothing, shoes, and purses. So mine is going to say, hey, fall's coming. Jeans are hot right now. You click on it and it digs deeper. These are the brands that are selling really well. These are the types, boot cut, straight leg, whatever it is. They're telling you what's selling because, guys, if we're not making money, eBay's not making money, and they know this and they want us to be successful, and they're giving us those tools. So like I mentioned, this is the listing report, and this is one tab. Friends, this is one tab. It has a tab for every single category that you're selling in. It also provides you Google Insights. So a lot of you have heard, you want to come up on eBay's algorithm, but also on Google's algorithm. That's where a lot of shopping comes from, is from Google. It goes in and gives you a tab on how you're performing on Google, and then digs really deep into each category. You can see this funnel up here. It starts at the top with your impressions. If people are not seeing your items, they can't go to your page, they can't go to your listing, they cannot buy it. So it starts with finding your items on eBay, which is impressions, and it will tell you how you are doing compared to the top 5%. And if you scroll over, it goes through and breaks down, what's your handling time compared to other people? What is your pictures? How many pictures does the top 5% of people have? Breaks down all of those different things that we are told that we need to do to have a listing on eBay, and it breaks it down for your specific category. And then, as I mentioned down below, you can see these are all the ones that linked directly to eBay, so I can go in and fix things and tweak things to make my listings the best that they can be. Another really fun, cool tool is this background remover. So we talked a little bit about the Google algorithm and eBay's algorithm, and a white background, depending on what you sell, but for the most part, a white background is going to be able to be pulled in the algorithm the best. It's easy to see. Google's going to pull it, eBay's going to pull it. eBay absolutely recommends it because they have now provided us this background remover. You can easily do it in the app, and then I'll show you, we'll watch a video on how to do it, and then they actually just moved it over to do it on the computer as well. So you can see that you can also do it here on the computer as well. It's super easy to use. I just do it on my main photo because that's the one that Google's pulling in. Sometimes if something's a little dark in my photo process. But what's really nice too is if you don't have a white background to use, or you don't have great Photoshop, we don't now have to go out into an outside app. We can do it quickly within eBay as we are listing. All right, so here's what we're here for, right? Who wants to make more money? Let me know in the chat if you're someone who wants to make more money selling on eBay. I know I am. I always want to increase my traffic and increase my sales. A couple ways that you guys can do this, the tools that they provide us, promoting listing. This is going to give you greater exposure for selling or for a set fee. Now, I am going to say in the video, you can see down at the very bottom, it comes with analytics, and what works for me is not what works for you. They provide 3 different listing or promoted listing options, and I heavily recommend going in, and in my video I talk about what data that you want to look at and how to figure out which one is best for you. But depending on what you sell and depending on what category, if you are the only random collectible vintage item on eBay, you probably don't need to do this because someone searches for it and you're the only one that comes up. When you sell in some category like mine, it is heavily saturated, and so I do use promoted listing in advance, but I use it with strategic decisions and looking at my analytics to make sure that I'm using it in a proper way because it is coming out of our fees, and so we want to make sure to be using it. But it's a way to increase your traffic and get more eyes on your items. And again, it comes with the analytics. So they're not just providing us these tools and telling us, hey, here's a tool, we want to take more money from you. They're giving us the analytics to show us if it works or not as well. Running a sale. So this is amazing because you can go in and quickly discount a ton of items. And another thing that's really helpful with this as well, so eBay is a left filter search engine e-commerce site. And so the more filters that you have filled out on the left, the greater your traffic is going to be. And one of the filters that it has on the left is running a sale. So someone's going to come in and click on that and say, is an item on sale? You know, I'm searching for this, and is this item on sale? And even if it's a 1% sale, your item's going to come up. And that's going to increase your traffic. You want more eyes on your item. And so running the sale, it goes back to seller time-saving tools as well, because it's super easy. You can go in and select a rule. So, you know, any shoes that I have, and those are always going to be on sale. So you have a new listing, it comes on, and all your shoes are going to be on sale. Or you can go in and select 500 items at a time. This is typically what I do because I do it based off of a time. You know, I've had this for over a year. It's, you know, 40% off now or whatever it is. But they give you a lot of customizable options. You can filter by your dates. You can filter by categories and many, many more options. You can do it for a select time period. So for a week, for the weekend, a flash sale, do it for a couple. They give you a lot of options to be able to do it. And then you can also schedule it ahead, which again, friends, time is money. You can go in for the month and schedule all your sales for the month and not even have to worry about it. And the analytics. So it's one of my favorite things about eBay is they do provide the analytics. They don't just give us these tools and say, here's this tool, use it, it works. They give you your analytics for you to decide if it works for you, because we all have different business models. We all sell different things, and it's all going to work differently for us. So they give you those analytics, and we'll talk about the analytics in a minute because it is a lot and it is definitely very overwhelming. But if you can understand those analytics, you're going to be making better business decisions and ultimately making more money. All right, so here is some of the analytics. You can see one of the things that we're looking at is the promoted listings versus the organic. So go in and run a promoted listing advance for a month, and then look at your listing or your analytics. Did it actually increase your traffic? You can go in here and make so many decisions based off of these analytics. It's a lot, and I know that, and I was only given 30 minutes. I could spend hours and hours and hours talking about eBay's data and analytics, and I do on my YouTube channel. So if it's something that interests you or you really want to learn a lot more about it, I definitely recommend checking it out over there. Always feel free to reach out to me on SarahStylesLLC on all social media platforms, because I will chat anyone who wants to talk numbers and analytics. But I did make this quick downloadable sheet. It is on my website. There's a discount code, I think, on the presentation. It's like $1 or something. Just so you guys have an idea of what these words mean and what you can do to fix them. So let's say your impressions are down. How can you get your product seen on eBay? And what's interesting is I made this before they came out with their listing report, and you can see I have the funnel as well, right? It starts with impressions. If people are not seeing your items on eBay, they're not going to look at your listing. They're not going to convert into a buyer. So the first thing you have to start with is your impressions. You want to make sure your impressions are where you want them to be. And if they're going down, or look at your data and analytics, see what they're doing. If your impressions are not where you want them, you're not making the sales, start with your impressions. Things that you can do to increase your impressions, look at your SEOs, search filters and item specifics. Make sure you have in-demand inventory. And this goes back to looking at, the Terapeak data and the listing quality report, or the sourcing insight report that they provide with you. Are people not seeing your item because it's not something that anybody wants? I tell my 7-year-old all the time she wants to start a store, and I'm like, that's cool that you want that, but if no one wants that, it's not going to sell. So make sure you have in-demand inventory. eBay literally gives us the tools to be able to figure out what is selling right now, what people actually want right now, and then set your promotions, your sales, your best offers, ways to get those impressions. When people go to eBay and they are searching, how can you get your item to come up? Those are some of the ways that we've talked about it. And then from the impressions, you have your page views. How do people, once they have seen you on eBay, come down to select either go to your page or go to your listings? If these are down or you're not making those conversions and you have done every single thing that you can do for your impressions, go to your page views and figure out what can you do essentially to set yourself apart from other sellers in your categories. You got to make your pictures better. I sell in a very saturated market, so I have to make great pictures. If everyone else in your category is taking pictures on the garage floor, then it's probably not, you don't need a mannequin, right? But when you need to look at your competition. If someone's looking at how do they go from eBay and click to go to your page? What sets you apart from your competition? Competitive shipping and competitive pricing, and then your returns. It depends on what you sell, and this is why you cannot put a blanket statement over everything. Try something, put on free returns and see if your page views increase. See if your sales increase because of it. It may work for you. For me, I have to do it. I don't have to, but I choose to do it because it sets me apart and I sell women's clothing, shoes, and purses. For you, it may not be necessary, but you can look at your analytics, try it, look at your analytics, and try it. As mentioned, all of these things, I go through videos on, hey, try free returns, and these are the analytics that you need to look at to see if they did actually work. So from there, your impressions are on point. People are finding you on eBay. People are going to your listing or to your store. They are one click away from converting and buying that item. What is going to get them to buy that item? Feedback and good reviews. If there's two people and it's the same item, everything's on par, and someone has a 95% positive review and one person has 100%, the buyers are going to go with 100% because they know that you provide quality customer service, and if the item maybe doesn't come how they want it, they know that you will make it right. So really work hard on having your feedback good, even if it means sometimes giving a return that you know isn't right, but giving back that return is going to help your sales in the future. What are your shipping policies based off of your competition? How can you set yourself apart from your competition to make that buyer confident in buying from you? Your shipping time. We are in the realm of you can order something online and it can be to your doorstep in 2 hours. This is what people are expecting. Now, obviously, on eBay sellers, we can't do the 2-hour thing, but be cognizant of your shipping time and make sure that you can get it. This is what is going to set you apart, and people are going to make that one extra click to buy and convert into a sale. And then flaws and conditions. Depending on what you sell, I do mostly used, so a lot of items they're used. They're going to have flaws, just disclose them, because you're going to get bad reviews and people are going to start saying, hey, this came with a flaw, you're going to get more returns. Just disclose it and put it in your listing. Key takeaways today, efficiencies. Friends, if you can work smarter and not harder, you will make more money or you will have a better life. For me, it's a quality of life. I did work more efficiently so that I can start sourcing more and listing more, but to a certain point, I'm taking those efficiencies and just enjoying my family and enjoying my kids. Conversion, increasing your traffic and sales. eBay provides us so many tools and analytics to be able to really make strategic decisions about our business. Look at these things and be able to increase our sales and our traffic. Increasing your customer base. If you have not checked out some of these new tools that eBay has, I highly recommend it because the stats that we talked about earlier, they speak for themselves. If you can get people to come back, you're going to make more money and ultimately spend less time doing it as well. And then your analytics. Definitely look at your analytics. If you can understand your analytics, you can make strategic decisions to grow your business, to spend less time, to make more money. So thank you guys so much. I'm Sarah Styles, LLC. I have enjoyed chatting with you guys. And if you have questions, always feel free to reach out to me on Sarah Styles, LLC on all reselling platforms.